A woman is trying to get some banknotes through a car window. A man then arrives and asks if she needed help. The woman then gets scared and the man tells her not to be scared and asks if he could help her with something. She says that they could help her, as she had forgotten the key inside the car. The man then asks if she wanted him to call someone to help. Someone who could bring the key, or even the insurance, but she said the insurance would take too long and she was in a hurry. The man then says he could help the woman. He then looks inside the car and realizes that there was a lot of money in there. The woman then asks the man not to rob her, as that money was for an operation for her younger sister that she had been putting together for a long time. The man tells her to take it easy and that he was just there to help. He then asks her if she knew where she left her keys. She said she thought those might be under the seat. At that moment, another man appears and the man says that he knew him. The other man says no, but the man asks if he was the one who tampered with his car. The other man says he was offending him and asks what was going on. The man then asks if he knew who he was talking to. He then asks if the other man had heard about the Dutchman and he says yes. The man then tells the other man to hand over the materials he needed. He then takes something from his backpack, hands it to the man, who tells him to get out of there. The woman then asks, who would this Dutchman be? The man then said that it takes a thief to recognize another thief. The woman said that she was nothing more. The man says that his sister's story was very good and that he liked it. The woman then says that her sister's story was true, but the man laughs and says that he believed her. He then says that he also had 10 poor brothers and he needed to open that car to give them the money. The woman then says that the story was true and that her sister had always cared for and protected her, but that now she really needed to have that surgery. She said that her sister was in very bad shape and that she really needed that money. The man then tries to open the car, but he can't and it makes him mad. He then tells the woman to keep looking around and let him know if anyone arrives. She then agrees, and the man goes back to trying to open the car. She then asks what the man's story was. He then says that he was an immigrant. He said that his parents had come to that country to work, but the mafia ended up adopting him and now he worked for them. The woman says that her mother had died and that her sister had always taken care of her. She said that she had studied law, but ended up losing her job. She said that her sister was arrested and ended up getting into a fight inside the prison and that now she was in very bad shape. She says doctors can't do anything without money, but she doesn't have the necessary money. She then asks if the man's family could help her by lending her this money. He then asks her if she was sure she wanted to borrow money from the mafia. She said she would do anything for her sister and it didn't matter what it was. The man then tells the woman to be careful what she wishes for. She then said that she knew what she needed to do for her family, but the man says her father had said the same. At that moment, the woman receives a call on her phone. She then starts to get desperate with what she was hearing. She then asks the person to keep her sister safe and that she would be leaving soon. The man then asks what happened and the woman says she really needed to go. I then ask her to wait and ask her what she would do without the money. She said she didn't understand and the man said it was for her to choose either the sister or the money. She said she would choose her sister and the man said he would take her to her. The man then takes the keys out of his pocket and unlocks the car. This makes her desperate and she says that a man would believe her when she said she had never stolen anything. She said she was desperate and needed the money badly. The man then tells her to calm down and that everything was fine. He said that all that was just a prank and that the boy who had passed was his accomplice. He then says that he made videos pranking people and that money inside the car was fake. He then said that he had been very moved by her sister's story and that if she wanted, he could take her to the hospital. The woman then says that the man was crazy, but accepts the ride, as she really needed to go to the hospital. The man then says that she knew she was a unique person. The woman, then, does not understand anything and the man says that she was the only one who had chosen the money. He said he had pulled that prank on a lot of people, but she was the only one who picked the money. She says that her sister was everything to her and that she would give her life if necessary. The man then says he had a proposition for the woman. He said that his group was doing very well, but that in the future he would need a female lawyer in the group. He said that he would take her to the hospital, but that in the future it was for the woman to start working with him. He said she could walk away from all that life, and that she wouldn't be like her sister. He then says he was offering the woman a second chance. The woman is still very confused about it. He then, he says, asks if the woman was having doubts and if she didn't want that chance, and she says yes, she wanted to work with the man. He then smiles and says his name was Leandro. He then proceeds to call out to the rest of his group and tells them that they are on their way to the hospital. At this moment, the other people in the man's group end up leaving where they were hiding and go to him. They then get in the car and drive away.